Do better.
All right, well, welcome on in, you guys. We are tracking some pretty severe weather.
Yes.
Safe to say that over the past 24 hours, things have been fairly calm, especially for the Phoenix metro area, but they're changing, Erica.
They are, yeah. And you'll see that we have some severe thunderstorm warnings. We have flash flood warnings across the valley. So we can get right into that, let you know exactly what's happening because it's going to be a wet afternoon here across the valley. Here's a look at that severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for this storm here that's starting to push into the Chandler and Gilbert area. This storm could be packing winds up to 60 miles per hour, and it's bringing some very heavy rain and even potentially some small hail. So this storm right here, this is going to be under the severe thunderstorm warning until 1:30. So we have 30 minutes on this storm, and it's going to be pushing to the northern edge of that polygon there, so up toward Fountain Hills by around 1:30. It's actually moving pretty quickly at this time. And so let's show you where that rain is at the current moment. We're already starting to see some heavy downpours over Mesa, East Mesa, all the way up to around the 202. The 60 is seeing some heavy downpours at this time, but it does look like the heaviest of all of this rain is going to be near Gilbert and Chandler. So coming in over the 202, closer to Ahwatukee and Chandler with the heaviest downpours. And this is riding northward along the 10. So if you are going to be driving in that area, I would just give it a couple minutes to pass, or maybe another 20 minutes to pass, and then you should be good to go. But we do have some other storms in the area too. This one goes as far south as Sun Lakes, where it's already starting to clear out. Not seeing anything immediately after that, but there are a couple of showers and thunderstorms further south toward Casa Grande. Now, a lot of these storms out toward Casa Grande, Coolidge, and then even out toward Eli have been severe earlier on. Now these storms are pushing northeastward. They actually have prompted some flash flood warnings just south of Arizona City along the 10. So a flash flood warning will be in effect there until 3 p.m. They've already seen around 1.5 to 2 inches of heavy rainfall. Yeah, and this is going to be for mainly creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, and some potential flooded overpasses. Now all of this is moving toward Globe. You can see it right there. I'm going to put the loop on it. So this heavy rain is pushing toward an area that last night was under flash flood warnings and has just been seeing kind of this nonstop flash flooding.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this will be maybe the third time that they have had to deal with some significant weather. Of course, 2 weeks ago, we saw that horrible flooding up in the Globe, Miami area. They saw it over the weekend again.
Yeah.
Now, does this, I know it's kind of hard to tell from what we're looking at here, but does this look on par with what we have seen before up in that Globe, Miami area, which led to that significant flooding?
You know, just with how saturated their ground is and their terrain, I definitely think that this could lead to some flash flooding. We are still under the flood watch for this area through tonight, and I think this is the exact reason why. So with really heavy rain like this and with the duration that it is expected to last, which I mean you can see here is quite a while. It's going to be kind of sticking around for probably an hour at least. Last night we saw even just kind of like one heavier storm and then just a bunch of lighter rain, and it did cause the flooding. So Nicole Christine was out there last night covering that in Globe, and I definitely think that this is going to be a high threat here.
Okay, something we're going to be watching out for. I wanted to ask you real quick, we talked about that severe thunderstorm that popped up here in the Phoenix metro area.
Yeah.
You mentioned that one is pretty quick moving. So
it
does
is.
that mean that the threat of potential flooding is lower because it's not kind of sticking around and slowing down?
You know what? No, because they just issued a flood warning.
Uh-oh, I spoke it into existence.
You did. Okay, so here's
what. Right over Guadalupe, man.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
That's some pretty intense rain. So let me get on the correct warning
While you're
here.
doing that, I'm going to see if we can pull up a traffic cam.
Perfect.
In that area, so we can get a look of what exactly is happening in that I-10 area, because man, that rain is really coming down hard right in that Guadalupe area.
Yeah, so we have this flood advisory. It's actually not a flash flood warning, it's a flood advisory. This is going to be in effect until 4:15 p.m. This does include Maricopa, Sun Lakes, Chandler, and Mesa due to this heavy storm. So this storm is dropping a ton of rainfall at this time, and automated rain gauges are indicating that minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Up to 0.75 inches of rain has already fallen. This would affect some of the Queen Creek and Salt River streams and drainages as this heavy rain continues to come down in this area. So a closer look to show you, and I'm going to pause this, the heaviest of that rain. I'm going to turn off the lightning. You can see it's coming down right here over Guadalupe Road, the I-10, and right around 60 in this corridor of Chandler and kind of southern Tempe. So we have some really high rainfall rates here right now. Let's see if I can pull up now. Okay. So we've got at least that severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect. And this storm is tracking northward, so it's going to keep bringing this very heavy rainfall to areas like Scottsdale, parts of Phoenix, especially along the 51 and just west of the 51 will be included in that. And it's going to make it eventually all the way to the north side of the Phoenix and Scottsdale areas and even Fountain Hills. You can see those skies are looking very, very stormy. This is our downtown camera, and this is looking to the northeast. Man, if we could turn that camera, that would really show this storm coming in. You can just see how black those clouds are on the right side of the screen. So that is this storm that is coming up in the East Valley. We also do have a couple of storms in the West Valley, but they're not as intense at this time. We are getting some heavier downpours, and you're going to be seeing one of those in the Litchfield Park area. It's pretty isolated at this time, and it's moving fairly quick. We also have a light shower that's moving through Glendale and up toward Peoria, also moving northward. And you can see more rain, which is pretty light, is building in around Tolleson. We have some storms over the Estrella Mountains as well. Here's a look at kind of the direction these are going. They're moving straight north for those storms on the west side of the valley, and even more look like they're coming in on the south side of South Mountain. So we're going to be in for a pretty wet afternoon.
I'm having trouble with the cameras, unfortunately. I apologize, because I was hoping that we could take a look at that cell that's right there at this 60 in Guadalupe, but my track, look, you can, I'm not lying,
no.
It's just black. So
Yeah.
I've been working on it, trying to get it to work, but man, that's going to be, especially for those drivers on the 10, especially right as they approach that Broadway curve,
Yeah.
it's going to be some wet weather there.
And not a good spot. Not a
Yeah.
good spot. There's usually rush hour at this time, especially within the loop. So yeah, and it actually kind of looks like this storm is starting to track more to the northwest. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So it could end up really hitting right around the 10, the 202, kind of right around the downtown area here pretty soon.
I'm checking right now to FlightAware just to see if this could potentially be affecting air traffic, because as you mentioned, it's kind of tracking to that northwest, which potentially could mean Phoenix Sky Harbor. They could be affected by some of these storms moving into the area out there. Oh, we got one camera working for you. Look at this. This is our Tempe cam. Man, they had that Oktoberfest, and it got rained out yesterday, or rather Saturday. And man, but look, you can see that tent. The winds are really whipping there this afternoon.
The rain is blowing in sheets.
Look at that. The visibility is dropped significantly within the look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Seconds that we're watching this.
It's like a whiteout.
This is wild. So that just gives you an
my
indication
gosh.
of how hard
It's gone.
it is raining.
Okay, it's gone.
Wow. Can you pull at the camera, or rather the radar, just to kind of, Tempe area, right there.
This is where we're at. And the storm just hit this area. So there's Tempe Beach Park.
What we're just
now,
looking at.
This radar, keep in mind, it's usually a couple minutes behind with the latest run. So clearly that line of the heaviest rain has just made its way into Tempe Beach Park. And it is pushing, it looks like, in that northwesterly direction.
Wow. That is unbelievable. Can we go back to that camera real quick to switch back just to show? Look at
Oh
that.
my gosh.
There's absolutely nothing. You can't see anything out there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking right now, and it looks like we do have some aircraft that were scheduled to land at Phoenix Sky Harbor that are now kind of circling over on the west side of town before they approach, just because, I mean, this is that camera right there, not too far away from the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. So this just gives you an indication of what we're seeing near the airport. So man, this is brutal out there.
Yeah, pretty much zero visibility. Man, this does not show me those wind gusts like I would hope, but yeah, this is a severe storm, and it is calling for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's what you can expect with this storm. Also, that potential for some small hail, and this. Oh, a flash flood warning was just issued. Okay, let's zoom in on that. So that red box that you see there, that is the flash flood warning. Let me get some information for you guys on this. So it's going to pull that up, but we've got this flash flood warning. Okay. And this is in effect until 4:15. Okay, so we have from this severe thunderstorm warning the potential for flash flooding in kind of all of our creeks, our dry washes, in our canals, in all of the drainage spots that we have across southern Scottsdale. I know we had deadly flooding in southern Scottsdale. Oh, is it over?
Whoa.
Is that actually the camera?
Yeah, that's live. It went from torrential downpour to dry.
Wait.
That is.
No.
That's live right now? That was wild. Unless it froze. I mean, how could that be?
The only word to describe it, flabbergasted.
That is wild.
Okay, so this storm is really packing a punch, and it's moving fast.
Quick. It's frozen. Oh, it's frozen. Okay, that's why. It's probably because of that rain coming down.
Then it's probably broken.
Yeah.
That made no sense. I was like, there's no way that could be possible.
We lost the camera altogether, is what we're being told. So that's why we were like, that cannot be.
No.
All right, I'm looking some more at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, and a lot of these planes that were, oh, look at that.
Oh, there's the storm.
Wow. That is dark, ominous looking skies. And we were just talking about the plane. You can see one little plane kind of flying in the dark skies there.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of these planes are kind of circling over in the southwest portion of the valley, basically just waiting for that storm, which is now kind of right over that Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, if not getting very close to it at this hour. Yeah,
so again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning along with a flash flood warning and a flood advisory. You can see all of these polygons. The orange one here is the severe thunderstorm warning, which is in effect until 1:30, another 15 minutes, and it should be at the northern edge of that warning box by 1:30. So this storm is moving very quickly. It should be up toward North Scottsdale and Fountain Hills and even North Phoenix within the next 15 minutes. So be prepared.